And we have fathers who are unsure how to maybe to sort of make it through in terms of the conversations that are happening, are taking place, these difficult conversations. I mean, I heard of a this is listened to one of the Steph Molyneux's show. I heard a podcast about a young woman coming in to telling Stefan about how she was abused at the age of 6. But she claims she initiated it, basically unaware that it was abuse. And not processing that, she went on to she was abused by another young lad who was 6 years older than her. So she was 6, the other lad was 12. They abused her. She didn't know it was abuse. So the lad carried on, and he would if she wanted something, maybe to play games or something, he would say, "Well, if you want to play with me, you need to take off your pants and let me put my genitals there next to your genitals, and you can play games." And she thought, well, fine, and she would do it. But she was 6 years old. It's interesting. In her adult life, age 20 and so forth, she kept dating older men. So at age 20, she's basically looking at men twice her age, and she's feeling unsatisfied, unhappy, because her mum did something similar. So the similar pattern she's gone on. And as Steph was sort of inquiring about her lifestyle, asking her, just try and give her a sense of understanding of why, the pattern of why she's been living the way she's been living. Because she rang in for answers, but she couldn't understand that her past seems to have a pattern about, or is connected to how to her experiences she went through as a child. And the worst thing is when Steph was giving her sort of a 21 sort of a question, sort of a moment about the guy who abused her. She was protecting him. She protected him in a way, he does heavily drugs and stuff like that and this, and she's, it was, so Steph obviously is appalled and is thinking, oh my gosh, and she said, look, Steph asked, do you think this guy is dangerous to other children? Do you think he might have gone on to be a rapist, or pose a danger to other people's children? And she's like, well, I don't think so. And so, she was very casual. She was very casual in her response. And Steph went in for the kill, and he said, well, would you, if you had a 6-year-old daughter, would you allow this young man to be close, to babysit your daughter? And the girl said, no, I wouldn't. And the penny dropped. She started to realize that, you know what? Whatever experiences that guy went through, he had these tendencies, and whatever went on, somehow, obviously she was abused. It carried on her adult life, but obviously this call was about that girl. I'm mentioning this story to highlight the tendencies of what that guy, that young man, he was 12 at the time. Of course, at that age, you know what's wrong and right. What's wrong or what's right and wrong. So you have an idea. But he went to do that. And by the way, Steph asked the girl, "Did you tell anybody?" She said, "No, I didn't want anybody to know about this." So because she felt like she initiated that, she somehow blamed herself a little bit. But anyway, this guy did that to this young girl, and it'll be so interesting to hear or to have that guy come onto the show. You think, why would you do that? What is exposed to young men to do that? what happens? What's the environment? I mean, the good thing I like about Steph's show, he is bent on protecting children. I mean, right from, we're talking about the full thing, avoid, trying to teach parents to avoid or stop hitting their children, stop basically abusing children by neglect, by bad parenting, basically. So all of that comes into play. And what's interesting, as he carries on, you start, you're hearing this. Because me, as I said, my interest was, okay, I am a male. This guy that abused this girl, goodness me, what would happen? What would I do if that was my daughter? And as I'm listening, I felt so sorry for the girl, and this guy who abused a girl. And I'm thinking, it was a child as well, but he did it. He still did that, and the girl had no idea how to process that. It was, all in all, a very, very sad, very, very sad story. It was a sad. I say a story, but it's a sad, sort of a recollection of events. I mean, I'm listening to this, and it actually happened. This is not something that's made up, or it's not. This is not fiction, but it happened. So I hold the view that if there's a way to have better, or to improve, okay, something about you, or to improve society, you have to start looking yourself, okay, improve. When I say yourself, improve who you represent or what you represent. And I am a male. I have a son. I have a daughter. My daughter's the eldest. My son's the youngest. But you see how that comes in, how that attacks, what happens to a young man to disregard the life of a young woman. I mean, what snapped in this monster, Harvey Weinstein? What snapped in this person, this individual, to think he can do that? I mean,